Fam, we out here. We out here. Like we said we would. Like we said we would. It's all good. You know what I'm talking about? Can fucking. Oh, let me see what they talking about. Let me. What they talking about? Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table where we break it all down. Say what? We about to break bread right now. So you already know. We headed to the plug. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Every day we sell out. You know what I'm talking about? Every day we sell out. Every day we tap in the source. You feel me? And get some out. You feel me? All right now. Don't lose your discipline when you get to where you going. Okay? Don't lose your discipline when you get to where you going. Because for a lot of us, we get where we going and we forgot what got us there. You feel me? We forgot what got us there. So then we slow up and lose sight of the same energy that got us there. That got us there. What's up, beautiful butterfly? Recognize a lot of us in our power, right? Before we get to understand our power. But for those that are left behind, mind you, we on the way to the plug. For those that are left behind, you begin to be like, you know what? Like, dang, how do we carry on? How do we pick up the pieces, so to speak, without this person being here? Appreciate that like, you feel me? As y'all come in, make sure y'all hit that like button, share the live, save a life out here. Drop a comment, say what's up. This is my way of saying what's up. This is my way of saying what's up. Before we get to understand our power, a lot of us, you know, we get taken out. Those who left behind, we don't know which route it take to get there. So then we left with a vacuum or we left with a hole. But don't get it twisted. One of the best gifts you could give a person is, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. I ain't mean to say it like that, but poverty is one of the best gifts you can have. It's because you got the world to gain. You got the world to gain. Whereas people who've been given everything, a lot of times the hardest thing for them is understanding what it is they have and how to even maintain it. How to even maintain it. When they didn't go through the steps to get it, you feel me? And a lot of times, it ain't even what they wanted. They just born into it, you feel me? They just born into it. When like I said, when you get to knocking off people who got the power, you leave those who identify with said power vulnerable, right? Now, if you want to gain your power, you got to think of ways to beat your alarm. You know what I'm saying? To allow for your horoscope to be confirmation for you, right? And the way that you allow for your horoscope to be a confirmation for you is you get in tune with your star player. You be in tune with your star player so much so that when you ask to become more sensitive to the ways of life, you are. You know what I'm saying? You do become daily more sensitive. Everything else that you into now, it took time. You had to put in time with these things for you to understand. You feel me? Mind you, we at the plug. This serious talk right here. You feel me? This serious talk. Everything else in life, it took you time to understand that. Okay? So give yourself the time to understand this life. I know a lot of the people we looked up to, you know, they might have got taken out at a time when they was still trying to figure out life. Or they may have been maybe a little short-tempered. You know what I'm saying? They might not have had as much patience with people. But it don't mean because they didn't get to that point that you don't gotta achieve that balance. Or you can't achieve said balance. You feel me? I promise you, you'll be better for it. You'll be better for it. Remember this. As much as you give your energy to other people, you know what I'm talking about? Recognize in your end, in the time when you need it the most, you gonna wish you didn't waste none of it on things that was unnecessary, you feel me? Because that's the setup, no? That's the setup. And we up in here with the plug. You can peep the setup and become a plug yourself. You know what I mean? Meaning plug into the power that is you. Or you can keep on getting set up for the keep. You feel me? And a lot of us, we done been set up for the kill a few times. But some of us, we done learned how to transition. So we fail proof. You feel me? Enjoy the opportunity to experience life and learn as much as you can from the things you go through. Peep the setup to keep you out of tune with self. So you scared of self whenever it surfaces and everybody else. You can't stand other people that's in tune with themselves. You feel me? Like, who are they? Who are you to think you know something we don't know? Who are you to be out here vlogging, trying to encourage people? Look at you, you going through stuff. Oh, I thought character was what you do when your back against the wall. I thought character is shown by how you treat people. You know what I'm saying? When they in need. You feel me? When they in need. A lot of us, we done been taught to worship people that's in high places so much to the point we look down on people who take their time to help those who done been, downtrodden. You feel me? Those who, even if they downtrodden themselves, you feel me? Fear will leave you unbalanced, y'all. Fear will leave you unbalanced. For a lot of us, we want blessings, but we ain't ready to be a blessing. One thing I figured out about the ways of life or the ways of creation is once you be in tune with the creative forces, the energies that bring forth greatness, you feel me? At some point you start to recognize you're ahead of the curve. You start to recognize you're ahead of the curve. And everything else becomes but confirmations of your greatness. You know what I'm saying? Of the greatness that is us. You feel me? That is us. And it comes as but a message to remind you that you are on the right path. That you are on the right path. Feel the aliveness that comes from being at your edge. Being at your edge. For a lot of us, we try to play it safe. So throughout life, yeah, you figured out how to walk. You figured out how to talk. But your conversation ain't changed. So when you get to talking to certain people, they like, okay, that was cool, but wonder of the weather instead of understanding. Peace to you, Corliss. Peace to you. I appreciate that. Then you get to the point of you always in a state of confusion. Y'all remember, if you go back to the past videos, at least the past video, I know I talked about how when we go to the family reunion a lot of times, right? There's always rain that comes at a certain point when the majority of us gather. And if you understand the way the mind works, whenever you have a thought, this energy is released into the atmosphere. So as sure as that energy is released into the atmosphere, certain elements begin to take a play onto what we call the so-called temperature. And then the temperature gives way to what we call the weather. And this weather over time, you feel me? This weather over time becomes the climate. You feel me? So, we on the way, y'all. We gonna figure this thing up. One thing for certain, two things for sure. We gonna figure it out. But we not gonna get discouraged along the way. Your own fear is what you gotta embrace. As this feeling is your sweet spot. You feel me? It's your sweet spot. You know, when you on edge, remember? When you're on edge, I know that's what people used to say back in the day. Man, you got me on edge. That movie had me on edge. You know, you got to sit there and if your edge is not being able to look at something, you see what I'm saying? Like, say, for instance, it's a scary movie, and, you know, you going into a realm where you're going to have to see certain things, you know. We're going to see certain people pass away. But you're going to have to put yourself in a state to where you can deal with that. You're going to have to put yourself in a state to where it's like, you know what, that ain't really all that, you know what I'm saying, throw it off to me. You feel me? That ain't really throwing me off like that. Just saying. Not to mention, you're going to have to be able to put the levels to you, you know. Like, you see some people when they get on them darn planes and stuff, and it's time for them to jump. Some people, they just freeze right there. Whereas other people, they relax their body, and they jump clean out there. The streets will tell you don't show love. You feel me? Don't listen. You feel me? These are the very things that lead to you holding a grudge. You know what I'm talking about? Because you feel like don't nobody give a damn. You feel me? Don't nobody give a damn. All the while they looking at what they did to us. You feel me? It make you feel like people laughing at you. Make you feel like people laughing at you. I know people say, man, you gotta develop tough skin. Okay. And when you develop tough skin, that same tough skin make you not give a about them. You feel me? Or anybody else who wasn't there for your come up or to help you up. The setup is for you to think you got away with something. So you can become so full of yourself that you left with nothing. You feel me? The setup is for you to think you got away with something. So you can become so full of yourself, you feel me, that you left with nothing. How many times y'all don't watch these dang on police shows when they feel like they got an idea of the type of characteristic of person who did it, but, you know, they kind of got to let them expose themselves first, you know what I'm saying, before the crime can be solved. So they kind of, you know, they put out certain little signals, or they say certain things they know would tick off a person that, like, say, for instance, this is the type of person that want attention. They want to be known for their crimes or something. You feel me? They'll put out there, well, man, we can't figure out who did it, or they'll blame it on somebody who didn't do it to make that person come out and do it, you know what I'm saying? Do something to expose themselves. All right. The way you penetrate, you feel me? Your woman is the same way. It's figurative speech, y'all. You're going to have to penetrate the world. Not merely just for personal gain, you feel me, or pleasure, but to magnify love and to further your passions through action. You see what I'm saying? That's the same way we got to tackle things in the world. We got to tackle that. And if you ain't, you know, doing that with your, you know, relationship, that might be a problem too, you feel me? That might be why it's kind of hard for you to, you know, hang in there. You know what I'm talking about? Because you just strictly focused on your pleasure. And so what your mind is focused on, your mind is going to give, you know, get that, you know, that's what you will receive, you feel me? That's why perception is so important. To bloom the woman, AKA the world, it must be authentic, you feel me? It must be authentic. For you to blow up in this world, you got to come authentic, you feel me? You might have a woman for a little bit, but as soon as she get a whiff that you just did that just to get a little bit of a whiff, you know what I'm talking about? That's all you're going to be left with. You feel me? That's all you're going to be left with. As you thrust into this world of living your truth, the world will submit to you and your desires. I'm trying to tell you, I can't tell you how many times I done thought this finna go down between me and somebody. Or this was the end. This is it, y'all, man. I don't think I'm gonna make it after this. You feel me? I don't know how many times I thought of that. Or I thought like that. You feel me? But it seemed like every time they count me out, every time, it seemed like I'm down. It's like everything just turn around. You feel me? It's like everything just turn around. So I learned to atone with myself and stop getting down on myself. You feel me? And recognize the greatness that is me. You feel me? So I can stop feeling like the black sheep and I can stop receiving. You know, come on, we going back to the weather, the precipitations of being the black sheep. You feel me? They're saying, when it rain, it don't rain on one man's house. But some men or some women, you feel me? I'm using man as a phrase for the human existence we in, aside from the spiritual. You know what I'm saying? But we animating the body through the spiritual. And the man part is dealing with different perceptions, for real, for real. As we all are fractals of the great light. And light is intelligence, all knowing. So when you get to looking at this, some people view this water and they say, man, I got water for my plants. What a great thing. You feel me? They say, what a great thing. I got water for my plants. You know what I'm saying? Some people see the water and they say, dang, man, it's raining. I got to go in the house. You know, they don't know how to utilize their circumstances. And the better you get at understanding your circumstances, the better you will become. Peace to you, King. The better you will become at utilizing the things that you have in your environment to better your circumstances. When it comes to, you know, we just got through peeping the setup. Now we on the way to the come up. We're on the way to the come up. When it comes to the come up, your health is going to play an important part. An important part. For a lot of us, we be wondering why we don't get no help. But we ain't in a position to receive the kind of help that we wishing for. And quite frankly, if we felt that kind of energy, that high power that come from the, you know, the most high, as some would say. You feel me? The creator, as others would say. But, you feel me? Allah, as some would say. You feel me? I ain't finna pull up on nobody. You can't even behold this type of energy. You feel me? You can't behold this type of energy. Why? Because you ain't made yourself available to it. You ain't made yourself available to it. They say a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Meaning, if you can't behold it, if your perception can't conceive it, you definitely can't receive it. You feel me? If you don't think you should have something, somebody can give it to you. You feel me? Certain circumstances can arise for you to receive it, but you will opt out every time. Whether that's blowing the money or saying, ain't no way you meant to give me this money. You feel me? And giving it back. I'm just saying. Nah, that's fact. That's fact. And that's why we started off with, don't lose your discipline when you get where you going. That's fact, fam. Don't lose your discipline when you get where you going. If y'all new around here, make sure y'all subscribe, man. Share these live, share these vibes so we can save a life out here. You feel me? Save a life. I appreciate y'all identifying with me. You feel me? I just happen to be the vessel to speak today. Soon it'll be your turn. You feel me? Absorb these fractals of yourself that are returning to you in this projection of myself. And if I did anything to offend, know that it's of my lower self. It was not of my intentions. It was not of my intentions, and I will that you forgive me and receive this message in perfect peace. You ain't gonna just pull out clear thoughts from a fogged up body, y'all. You feel me? For clarity, you gotta clear it out. I mean, it's in the words, y'all. It's in the words. Slow it down. But some of us, you know, we done heard if you speak it fast, you know what I'm saying, or we learned from people that was speaking fast because they was in, that we think, you know, you got to rush through things. And, you know what I'm saying, that's the only way you're going to get somewhere. But, you know, get some clarity. A lot of times, that's all you need before you make a mistake. What's up with it, Neek? Peace to you, guy. A lot of times, that's all we need is a little bit of clarity. You know what I'm talking about? Just saying. Do you know how long it takes for things to pass through your system? Huh? There are certain foods to heal organs that are affected by certain emotions. When you realize you are the bag, you will come up. You will come up. You'll stop mistreating yourself to where your great ideas won't be so fleeting. For a lot of us, yeah, we got great ideas, but shoot, as sure as we get them, they leave us. As Kanye would say, what? I forgot better flows than you ever wrote, something like that. Or than you ever heard of. But the thing is, the more you clear out the fog, the more you clear out the inflammation, you know, our stomach is supposed to be flat like a board. It's supposed to be flat like a board, not for aesthetic reasons, but for functionality. You feel me? Functionality only. We ain't on that. Because when we get into, putting on weight and all that type of stuff, then we can, we get into a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? In history, we had different reasons for that. Often the queen would be, she would get fattened up for her wedding day. You know what I'm saying? And the main purpose of these people to get married back in the times was, specifically for the purpose of our designs. You feel me? So they was preparing the body for, okay, now she's about to have, conception by way of intercourse. You feel me? So she gonna need some prep. We keep going through the said steps and then wondering why we keep getting the same outcome as what I just described, as though a marriage. But then a lot of us are upset because I end up, carrying a child, you know what I'm saying? Instead of making sure it's sound or the proper love, we just trying to grasp it wherever it can be found. So once we recognize we the bad, we can come up. If having a relationship is what you want to come upon, you feel me? You'll receive that relationship. You'll receive that. Whatever it is, you can receive that. Believe that. And you will receive. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. You got this, champ. This message came to you because that's all you needed was a reminder. That's all you needed was a reminder. A lot of times it'd be like, dang, all you really needed was somebody to say, I see you. I see where you're going with it. Oh, okay. Because for a lot of us, we never had those affirmations. You feel me? I'm telling you, if you want to beat your clock, you feel me? How your horoscopes confirm your existence, be yourself. Be yourself. Listen to your gut. Ask to become more sensitive to the ways of creation. And watch how things unfold for you. Watch how things unfold for you. Penetrate life as though the most precious thing to you. You know what I'm talking about? How you go about that with the most genuine sincerity. It's the same way you're gonna have to go about life and not be strictly into it for pleasure. You feel me? Stop eating food strictly for pleasure to the point you pleasuring yourself to death. Oh yeah, it's a possibility that you could pleasure yourself to death. It come with that. It come with that. It come with that. You know? It come with that, y'all. It come with that. Make sure the life you living isn't, like I said, a life full of pleasures without taking the proper measures to make sure that the one that you loving and the one that you treasure ain't the one that's really gonna get you messed up. Because for a lot of us, what got you messed up, for a lot of us, shoot, we done been programmed to want what ain't good for us. And you got to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. Even if you felt like your mom and dad and it was messed up, guess what? Guess who you learned from? Guess who you came from? And guess what you prone to do if given the same conditions, given what's in you. So you got to work it out regardless. So don't sit over there and just keep pointing the finger as though there's no work to be done. The work got to be done regardless to your relationship to the problem. The work got to be done because it affect all of us. It affect all of us. So just saying, you know what we do. You know what they call us. We the door openers. Welcome to the golden zone. Come sit on your golden throne. Where we came to find out. We once thought we were the black sheep, but we went inside to see that we are the greatness that we've been seeking is a goal, man. Again, still commanded, commanded, and it should be. Talk as though it is, and it will be just that. I love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. And I'm so glad we in connection. Can follow. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. But come over here to the round table where we break it all down. Say what? We just broke bread right now. Peace within, peace out. Man, enjoy your day, because this was an amazing start out. Love, family.